Yoga Flames. YouTube family, what up though? If you didn't know, I'm DJ Swavor, and this is another episode of Ottoman Box Openings. If y'all haven't already, hit that subscribe button right now and make sure you tap that bell notification button right next to it. Also, if you haven't already, be sure you're giving the kid a follow on all the major social media platforms. I know, bruh, I know. It's been way too long since I posted a video on this channel, but I already knew that when I came back with a video, that sneaker had to be straight up flames. And flames this sneaker is. I mean, this sneaker is straight out the devil's booty flames, bruh. The sneaker we're gonna be taking a look at in this episode is Tinker Hatfield's Sketch to Shelf Nike Air Max 1. Bruh, try saying that 10 times fast. But before we get to this sneaker review, I wanted to let y'all know that I'm selling a lot of sneakers out of my personal collection. To be quite honest with y'all, I have way too many shoes, and most of those shoes in my closet are doing nothing but collecting dust. So over the past week, I posted a lot of sneakers up on my eBay page. I'll post a link to my eBay page down in the description box. Hit that link when you get a chance and check out the sneakers. All of my sneakers are in good condition. Some of them are even brand new. But this is only for the Bigfoot dudes though. Size 12s and 13s. So all you small foot dudes out there, don't even waste your time hitting that link. But if you know somebody with a big foot, tell them to hit that link in my description box and take a look at those shoes. Me selling sneakers on my eBay page segues perfectly into the discussion for this video. The question I have for my YouTube family in this video is, what qualifications must a sneaker meet for that sneaker to be eligible to get sold out of your collection? The only qualification a sneaker has to be sold out of my collection is the length between the time that I've worn that sneaker. If a sneaker in my collection hasn't been worn in like 5 or 6 months, oh, best believe that sneaker can get it. I mean, if you think about it, if you haven't worn that sneaker in half a year, is that sneaker really that important to you? I'm gonna venture to say no. And if a sneaker isn't that important, bruh, it can get turned into some cash ASAP. I mean, if I'm being real, there's sneakers that I've had for only a couple of weeks that if somebody offered the right amount of money, oh, best believe that sneaker is out of that door with the quickness. There's no point in having sneakers that do nothing but collect dust in your closet. Letting a sneaker just collect dust in your closet is almost equivalent to you having a couple of $100s sitting in the cracks of your couch and you not getting it out. When you think about it like that, it's straight up stupid. Also, by sticking to that 5 to 6 months worn rule, I'm able to also keep my sneaker collection manageable. If I didn't stick to that time constraint rule, I would literally have sneakers everywhere in my crib. So unless that sneaker is an absolute grail or is somehow off limits to selling, if it hasn't been worn in 5 to 6 months, oh, best believe it's getting sold. So unless you're starting like a sneaker museum and you're gonna be running tours through your house for people to see your sneaker collection, if you haven't worn a sneaker in a long time, bruh, let that shit go. But what I want y'all to do is hit that comment section up right now and let us all know what qualifies a sneaker in your collection to be eligible to be sold. I don't care if it's the most petty or dumbest reason to sell a shoe. Hit that comment section up right now and let us all know. While y'all are hitting that comment section up, let's go ahead and take a look at this dope pair of sneakers. Now, if you've been rocking with this channel for a minute, y'all already know that I'm not a fan of gimmicky shoes. Gimmicky shoes just look so forced and non-organic. A lot of them even come off as just a straight up cash grab, you feel me? Now, this Sketch to Shelf Air Max 1 definitely fits into that gimmicky category. But when I first saw the pictures of this sneaker on Instagram, I don't care how gimmicky it looked, I knew it had to hit this Ottoman. The whole concept of Tinker Hatfield's notes being on the sneakers and the mudguard not being colored all the way and stuff like that whole concept just seemed hella dope to me. But let's be real, it also helped that the red and white anniversary Air Max 1 is one of my favorite sneakers in my collection. I gotta give a shout out to the home team Center. Center is by far the dopest sneaker boutique here in Dallas. They always show the kid mad love. They helped me get my hands on this Sketch to Shelf Air Max 1. We got it right here on this Ottoman. So without further ado, let's go ahead and take a look at this sneaker. And this right here is Tinker Hatfield's Sketch to Shelf Nike Air Max 1. I'm gonna go ahead and put it out there right now. This might be the dopest Air Max 1 of 2019. Straight up. But granted, there's only been like 3 Air Max 1s to release this year. The whole concept of this sneaker is straight up genius if you ask me. I mean, unless you've been living under a rock or you know absolutely nothing about sneakers, the whole concept behind the design of this particular shoe is derived from this sneaker, the anniversary OG Air Max 1. Even though this sneaker is a derivative of the OG Air Max 1, did I just make up a word? This sneaker is shitting on the OG Air Max 1, bruh. The details on this sneaker are straight up crazy. On this sneaker, you don't have the totally red mudguard that you find on the anniversary Air Max 1. The red on this mudguard is not totally filled in. It gives you that feel like Tinker Hatfield was using like a colored pencil just to color in a little bit of the red that was going to be on the mudguard. Also, inside of the mudguard are little notes that Tinker Hatfield apparently wrote on the sneaker when he was designing it. There's no way I'm going through every note that is written on this sneaker. So if you really want to see those notes, you better do what you got to do to get this sneaker. You feel me? Just know that the notes that Tinker Hatfield wrote on the original sketch of the Air Max 1 are all over this shoe. I will say this though. The material that they use on the mudguard of this sneaker is way softer than the suede used on the OG anniversary Air Max 1. To be honest with y'all, I don't even think this mudguard is suede. To the touch, this feels like straight up cotton. As you can see, they have the gray semi-colored in side paneling as well as a red semi-colored Nike check that matches the mudguard on this shoe. Going to the rear of the sneaker, instead of the normal Nike Air that you find on the back of most Air Max 1s, you have the Tinker Hatfield signature with the date 7/23/86. I'm gonna assume that was the date that he did the original sketch of the Air Max 1. I mean, what other reason would they have that date on this sneaker? You feel me? The inside of the sneaker pretty much has the same concept as the outside of the sneaker. The semi-colored in red mudguard, a gray semi-colored in mid paneling with the red semi-colored Nike check. Being that this sneaker is pretty much an anniversary Air Max 1, you have the nylon material around the ankle wrapping of the shoe, as well as that classic looking mesh toe box that you will find on all the other anniversary Air Max 1s. Like I said, it's pretty much the red and white anniversary Air Max 1 with a gimmick appeal to it. Instead of the classic Nike Air branding that you would find on a normal Air Max 1, for this sneaker, they decided to go with the original Tinker Hatfield sketch of the Nike branding that he wanted to use on this particular shoe. To be honest with y'all, I think this Nike branding looks 10 times better than the classic Nike Air branding. But that's just me. I don't know if y'all can really see it, but another dope touch of this sneaker is that on the inside lining of this shoe, you have the word sketch, property of Nike, not for resale. Y'all already know how Nike does. If something is a hit, they're gonna use the hell out of it. Do not be surprised if you see more not for resale type sneakers in the future. Y'all know I normally don't care about the bottom sole of a sneaker, but this bottom sole is just too fly to not talk about. Inside of that clear sole on the bottom, you can see the original Tinker Hatfield sketches for the bottom sole of this shoe. I'm telling y'all, the details used on this sneaker are crazy. The left sneaker looks exactly the same as the right sneaker. Even the notes are the same on the left sneaker. The only difference between the two sneakers is the branding on the back of the shoe. On the right sneaker, you have the Tinker Hatfield signature, but on the left sneaker, you have that classic Nike Air branding. And for the most part, that explains this Tinker Hatfield sketch to shelf Nike Air Max 1. On a scale of 1 to 10, bruh, I gotta give this sneaker an easy 9. This sneaker is straight up flames in hand. This is one of those shoes where seeing pictures on social media and online don't do this sneaker any justice. This sneaker retails for $150 and comes out this morning. Judging by how low the resale is before this sneaker release, I don't think it's gonna be hard to get your hands on this sneaker. But if you don't feel like chasing this sneaker down and calling a whole bunch of sneaker boutiques, the resale price for this sneaker is only around $250. My guess is that when people finally get their sneakers in hand, that resale price is only gonna drop. My guesstimation is that the resale, when it finally settles, will be around $200. Would I pay around $200 to $250 for this dope sneaker? In a heartbeat, bruh. I just can't stop looking at how fly this sneaker is. But I got one question for Nike. Where the hell was this energy when Air Max Day came around? And this is the brand new Tinker Hatfield sketch to shelf Nike Air Max 1.